हाय हर्ष, व्हाट्सअप, क्या कर रहा है?
अरे अभी पका मत, बाद में आके।
बोलना क्या कर रहा है?
अरे यार, एक्चुअली आई एम लुकिंग एट द ऑनगोइंग डिबेट ऑन हिंदी being the national language. I really don't understand why people can't just accept it. हिंदी है, हम वतन है हिंदुस्तान, हिंदी को नेशनल लैंग्वेज एक्सेप्ट करने में प्रॉब्लम क्या है?
Wait a minute, so you're telling me कि तू चाहता है that Hindi becomes a national language, like you actually support this idea?
I support this. Who doesn't speak हिंदी? हर कोई हिंदी बोलता तो है, क्या प्रॉब्लम
Oh
है?
no, हर कोई हिंदी बोलता है कि क्या मतलब है? Not everybody speaks Hindi. There are so many languages in the country. How can you decide कि Hindi will be your national language?
Okay, madam, then you really want me to do this? You really want it?
Yeah.
I will explain it to you why Hindi should be the national language in my own way.
Okay.
Wait and watch. We live in Hindustan where almost half the population speaks in Hindi. Of course, India has many other languages, but Hindi is the dominant one. And we need one language to unite the entire country.
No, yeah, I disagree. I don't think Hindi should be the national language for India. In fact, no language should be the national language. We are known to be a multilingual country. We take pride in our diversity. Why change all of that now, especially after so many years?
Why not? Have you heard of famous saying, Der aaye durust aaye? This is exactly like that. Hindi is like our national language. Anyway, almost 45% of the Indian population speaks in Hindi. वो अपनापन, वो गर्व हिंदी में ही तो मिलता है.
Could you be more wrong, Harsh? First of all, Hindi is not as common as you think that it is. Agreed, Hindi is the official language. It is more commonly spoken when compared to other regional languages. Even I speak in Hindi. But it's not the national language. There's a huge difference between the two. And just FYI, 45% still doesn't fall under the majority category. So of the hundreds of languages spoken in India, why is Hindi the chosen one?
A common language is important for communication. एक एग्जांपल ले लो अपने इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम में. Imagine if they don't have a common tongue to communicate, how will they coordinate with each other? पता लगा एक क्रिकेटर ने बोला दूसरे को, अरे भाई भागो भागो, और दूसरा वही खड़ा रहा because he only wants to communicate in his own language. चलो एक और एग्जांपल ले लो. Our Indian Army बॉर्डर पे जाके if they will speak in their own language तो कैसे काम चलेगा? They should have a common tongue ना. अपनी रूल, अपनी स्ट्रैटेजी तुम कैसे बनाओगे if people around you aren't understanding what you are saying?
Harsh, India has been an independent country for 75 years now. We fought for our independence. We wrote our own constitution. We built our nation into one that took pride in being free, democratic, and multicultural. The imposition of anything, including a common language for communication, is against the very foundation of the country. And in all these years, our Indian sports teams, our special service forces, they've all done exceptionally well, minus a national language to communicate in. Maybe they spoke in Hindi and maybe they spoke in some other language, but we did fine as a nation in all these years. So there's no need to change all of that now.
Oh, madam, I'm not urging an imposition of a language, but I'm trying to highlight the need of a national language. Chalo, tell me, you are South Indian, you speak Telugu, but you know Hindi very well. I have seen you communicating with people here and you even enjoy Bollywood music and movies. Then why you have a problem in accepting Hindi as a national language?
First of all, I absolutely love Bollywood music, but that has no relation to the fact that at the end of the day, I'll feel at home only when I speak in Telugu, which is my regional language. Of course, I know Hindi. I'm here in Bombay. My friends speak in Hindi, and how else will I communicate with the people here?
Ha! Got you! Do you realize the regional language here in Maharashtra is Marathi and not Hindi? Yet, you need Hindi to navigate in your daily life. If you want to promote your regional language so much, then why can't you learn Marathi?
That is because the people here are already speaking in Hindi. Most northern states understand and communicate in Hindi even if it is not their mother tongue. Hence, a big percentage of people speaking Hindi in India. Hindi has taken dominance over Marathi, especially in big cities like Mumbai. This is how regional languages are dying slowly, and when a language dies, that culture dies along with it.
अरे भाई रुको और should I say थाम. Who is talking about killing a language? The urge is just to pick the most commonly spoken language as the national one. What is so wrong in that?
The common mode of communication depends on which state you're traveling to. If you go down south, most people communicate in English. Hindi is barely even heard in these states. Say you go from Tamil Nadu to Karnataka, or what uses Hindi when it has no relation to either of the languages? Anyway, a common stereotype is that all South languages are the same. Madrasi is what everybody calls South Indians, right? Despite the fact that there are 5 separate states. If this is a condition right now, when regional languages are so persistent and even the national education policy is promoting mother languages, just imagine what it would be like if Hindi was made the national language.
अरे यार क्या जिगला के रखी है? Did you know how many people lose out of their job opportunities just because of the language barrier? In that case, won't it be better if you have one language and everybody follows it? और कितना unemployment चाहिए?
If you want to Hinditize everything, how will other language-based industries work? You know, I have a Gujarati friend in Hyderabad who works for the Telugu film industry, and she made the effort to actually learn the language, and that is how it should be. Learning a regional language, adapting a new culture, it's all a form of art. You cannot differentiate between 2 separate art forms and say one is greater than the other. And chalo, let's say for argument's sake that we do make Hindi as a national language. Then which dialect will be the oh so lucky one? Because each natively Hindi speaking state has a dialect which is different from the other. So which dialect would be the superior one?
You know what I feel? That this is a never-ending topic, and neither of us are ready to budge from our point of views. But तुम चाहे कितना भी ज्ञान दे दो, फिर भी दिल है हिंदुस्तान.
भाई हिंदुस्तानी तो हमारा भी दिल है. But you're right, I don't think this banter between us can ever come to an end. You know what, maybe our viewers can let us know in the comments what they think about Hindi being the national language. Do tell us guys, what's your stance?